let's grab the next one. As men, have y'all ever experienced yourselves being self-destructive? If so, what was the realization point that shifted you to start treating yourself greater, and what are things you do to stay great? I really like that question. As men, have y'all ever experienced yourselves being self-destructive? Yes, I definitely have.
Okay.
If so, what was the realization point that shifted you to start treating yourself greater, and what are things you do to stay great?
I got an answer for that for sure.
Yeah, I got one too.
So I know for me, I can speak on this on a relationship love perspective. When I was younger, in my 20s, early 20s, I didn't have a lot of value. I didn't put a lot of value on myself. So I used to do a lot of let me give. I'm trying to give this girl the world, and I would forget about giving back to myself. I'll forget about placing value on myself. I'll forget about how valuable I am. I forget about my worth per se. And that was self-destructive because at any point in time that a woman said whatever, like it wasn't enough or I didn't do enough or whatever the case may be, I felt down, I felt sad, and I kept on putting myself in these situations where it was self-destructive, and I'll be either sad, depressed, stressed because I wasn't pleasing a person. But when I started to learn about myself and place value on myself and work on myself, then I just started to learn like, well, shoot, me and this person just didn't align. We just didn't align. We didn't connect. And once you don't connect with somebody, that's not you not being worth. Your value doesn't degrade or you're not worth it. It's just that you just didn't connect. You just didn't align. And with that, that's when I started to now, at an older age, I make sure that I'm big on connection and alignment first prior to me even taking it to the next level with the female, because I know my worth, I know what I bring to the table, I know my value, and if they don't like it, then it's just a misalignment, and then that's how it is. So I make sure I speak highly about myself and assess myself to a level every morning to where I know that I'm great, I'm fantabulous, I do amazing things, and have those self-affirmations for me every morning. That's what I do to keep aligning with myself for sure, my peace. But yeah.
Yeah, I know for me, I don't got to get into the full story because we spoke on this before on the podcast, but some self-destructive behavior that I partook in, I think I had to be like 20, and I got an STD back to back, so that behavior was very self-destructive. Physically and health-wise, that's very self-destructive. So because I was moving so fast and just wilding out at astronomical rates, that was something I ran into back to back, like within a week's time. Was back at the clinic having to get, the shit they give you to clear up chlamydia. So what I did following that, like I said, I told the whole story on another episode of the podcast, so we don't got to tell the whole story, but what I did to deal with such was really just tightening up on my discipline and stop being so thirsty and stop, just jumping on everything I could. I tell men this all the time, like getting a lot of pussy really doesn't make you the man, to me. More so being selective and being able to turn pussy down so you get the actual quality of pussy you want is what makes you the man. So I learned at an early age. I was young when I was like maybe 19, 20, but I learned at an early age to be selective and that my parts are just as golden. You feel me? I make amazing, beautiful children. So I think really highly of my penis, just like a lot of you women think highly of your vaginas. And once I did that, I started being a lot more selective, and everybody couldn't get the dick. And life worked out really, really well after that, and I didn't get any more STDs since then. So that's what I did. I mean, that was my self-destructive behavior, and that's how I turned it around. You know everything about sports, everything about fucking what weed is popping, what's designer, what's this and that, but you don't know shit about yourself. So a lot of you guys are just well-dressed vessels.